The session I was involved in this year at ASCO in Chicago was called Clinical Problems in Oncology, and what that was the opportunity to discuss some of the problems that you face in day-to-day practice, which aren't necessarily, we haven't had lots of information from clinical trials about how to deal with these problems. So some of the examples in melanoma would be patients with brain metastases, who often are excluded from clinical trials, so we don't have much information about how to treat them. Patients who are, have more aggressive disease, and so sometimes things are moving too quickly for them to go into trials. And patients with what you might call a sort of a poor risk disease, so that might be high LDH or something like that. So those patients, all of those patients are underrepresented in clinical trials, and so when it comes to real world practice, you've got these drugs that have been tested in sort of selected trial populations, and then you have these questions, well, how do they work, or do they work in this situation with brain metastases, for example. So we had the opportunity to present some cases and to discuss them and have questions from the audience, so it was a good session. There aren't any real answers to any of that, but I think as we move forward we'll get to learn more about the management of these distinct groups of patients.